China's latest $10,000 electric vehicle is the future of EVs and is making records for being the cheapest. Will this EV make its way into America or Europe in the near future? Cheap electric cars from China are starting to make a big impact in Europe, and this is a major challenge for one of Europe's most important industries, BYD Co., which passed Tesla last year to become the largest electric car maker in the world, is now making bold moves to capture more of the market. BYD is leading a wave of Chinese car makers looking to expand their sales beyond their home market. Tesla's CEO Elon Musk warned that these Chinese companies could outcompete most other car makers if there aren't any trade barriers. In the US, President Joe Biden has significantly increased duties on Chinese electric vehicles, making it very difficult for them to be imported. However, the situation is more complex in Europe because European car makers rely heavily on the Chinese market, making them vulnerable to any opposite measures from China. So how did BYD enter the EV scene? BYD, founded in 1995, initially started by making batteries before moving into car manufacturing in 2003. It began selling cars in Europe 3 years ago with impressive displays at car shows in Paris and Munich. Currently, the former British brand MG Motor, which is now owned by Shanghai Automotive Industry Corp., is leading the charge in the UK with the Chinese-made MG4, the second best-selling electric vehicle in the country, just behind Tesla's Model Y. Last month, BYD announced plans to bring its Seagull hatchback to Europe next year. This car will cost less than $10,000 and will include features like cruise control and wireless phone charging, which are usually found in much more expensive cars. Even after adding tariffs and making changes to meet European standards, BYD promises to sell the Seagull for less than 20,000 euros. That is just $21,500. This price is much lower than the similar electric cars from European companies like Stellantis and Renault, which are counting on these models to help them switch to electric vehicles. How will the European market be impacted with the arrival of BYD? Moreover, BYD's move shows a bigger trend of Chinese car makers aiming to sell more cars in international markets by offering affordable and well-equipped vehicles. They have already seen success in other parts of the world, and now they are targeting Europe. European car makers must quickly adapt to this new competition or risk losing their market share. Currently, the European market, which has been dominated by local car makers, is now at a turning point. The entry of companies like BYD could speed up the shift to electric cars by making them more affordable. However, this also means European car makers need to innovate quickly and ensure their cars are priced competitively. As the competition for the future of the car industry heats up, consumers are likely to benefit the most. This is good news for the consumers. More competition could lead to more choices, better features, and lower prices. For example, features like cruise control and wireless phone charging, which were once only available in high-end cars, could become standard in cheaper models. But Europe also has some plans to tackle this. The European Union is investigating China's electric vehicle industry and is close to deciding on whether to raise trade barriers. However, some industry experts argue against using tariffs to protect local car makers from competition. Julia Poliskanova from lobby group Transport and Environment stated that while climate goals are crucial, it's also important to create local jobs and ensure that the push for clean energy does not lead to job losses in the industry. Meanwhile, let's see what the EV scene in America looks like. While some American drivers long for more reasonably priced electric car options, the rest of the globe is able to purchase some of the most economical EVs available. According to Bloomberg, Chinese automaker BYD, which is Tesla's main opponent in that market, declared that it would launch the Seagull in Europe as early as 2025. In China, the base model of the Seagull costs less than $10,000. BYD already had very low chances of entering the US market due to a combination of low demand for their cars and ongoing geopolitical tensions between the US and China. In February, the Biden administration announced it would investigate Chinese car makers over national security concerns, suspecting these companies might be collecting sensitive data from American consumers. This move further complicated BYD's prospects in the US. Earlier this year, a study by analytics firm GBK Collective revealed that half of US drivers would consider switching to electric or hybrid cars if more affordable options were available. However, the Biden administration's actions effectively closed the door for Chinese companies like BYD to fill this demand. The White House announced it would impose a 100% tax on electric vehicles from Chinese brands, citing unfair trade practices and threats to US businesses as reasons for this decision. This new tax means that US consumers will have to rely on non-Chinese automakers to provide affordable electric vehicle options. The hope is that these companies will be able to offer electric cars under $30,000, as the tax makes it unlikely that Chinese brands can compete in the US market. Are there any other alternatives available for the US customers? Yes. So far, major brands like Tesla and Ford have been slow to deliver affordable electric vehicles. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has been talking about the idea of an EV costing under $30,000 for years. In April, Reuters reported that Tesla was shifting its focus to robotaxis, which led analysts to suggest that a cheaper model is crucial for the company to recover from declining sales. Musk reassured everyone in a late April earnings call that a low-cost Tesla is on the way. Shortly after Musk's announcement, Ford CEO Jim Farley also confirmed during an earnings call that Ford is working on EVs priced between $25,000 and $30,000. Farley mentioned that the company's future plans will increasingly rely on a new, affordable platform developed by their West Coast team. Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares has consistently emphasized the need to act quickly to address the rising competition of Chinese EVs in Europe. The partnership with Leapmotor, established in October, provides Jeep and Peugeot access to China's cost benefits and advanced electric vehicle technology, which the US and EU claim are supported by unfair government subsidies. Although Chinese brands held about 7% of Europe's electric vehicle market last year, Transport and Environment estimates this could increase to 11% this year and 20% by 2027. Based on reviews, European and American car makers are right to take the Seagull seriously. Caresoft Global, a Michigan-based engineering firm that disassembles vehicles to assess their quality and manufacturing methods, thoroughly examined the Seagull to identify cost-saving measures in its design. The president of Caresoft, Terry Wojciechowski, mentioned that the industry should seriously consider this car because it redefines the concept of cheap and cheerful. He noted that the Seagull does not come across as merely inexpensive, but as a well-built vehicle. So, what are your thoughts on the Chinese EVs? Let us know in the comments below, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more.